Hey there, this is Katherine Cartwright. Welcome. I've got the new card kit from Stamps of Life to share with you. This is the Sending Hugs collection. This is the August card kit. So let me open this up and I will show you everything. And there's some puffy stickers. There are these beautiful little ribbons, bows that are tied, Sending Hugs word die. We've got some dots here, some gemstones, I should say. Here's some epoxy stickers. There is a roll of ribbon and grape, my favorite purple. And then let me open the rest of this. There is this month the A1 Circle Edge card. This die set came out, or something similar came out in an A2 size for Black Friday, I think a couple years ago, and it sold out and it has never been made again. So this is a smaller version of that. And so you can only get it in the card kit. So if you were interested, be sure and check out the details in the description. Here are the colors. We've got a blue, midnight, twig, ginger snap. I think that yellow is new to me, mustard. We've got mint chip and grape. And then let me show you the paper pad here. So some nice kind of fall themes. There are these little kitty cats. That is from the In My Book card, a stamp set, I should say. Stamp and die hard set this month. These dies coordinate with the stamp set, which is the club set. And then they also coordinate, the dies coordinate with this paper pad. There are, and then there are 2 pages in this paper pad, and you can cut these out. So you've got these pre-printed, pre-colored images that you can use in your card making. But very fun pattern. This is the add-on set, separate, that you can also purchase to use for that page. Okay, so let me just go through this. 24 pages, double-sided, beautiful, heavyweight patterned paper. All right, so I'm going to jump right in here. So I love this card die, and so particularly the bubbles. Like I say, there was I'm pretty sure, I think I'm correct on this. I could be wrong. I'm wrong often, but I think there was an A2 size of this because I have this, but I think one time I looked it up on the website and it was gone, and then I looked it up and it was a Black Friday item. And sometimes Stephanie will have those, and when they sell out, she never makes them again. So I think this is one of them, but this now you can get the smaller version, and I loved the bubbles. So I was very excited to see this in my card kit, which of course makes it a tremendous value. Just this die itself is would be pretty pricey, and so to include this in a card kit with all the other stuff makes this a great value. So I went ahead and cut a bunch of these little bubble card bases, and then I've added some patterned paper to it. There's the die that cuts the patterned paper on there. You can cut it in solid cardstock if you want, and then you saw me do the green one on the inside. I'm going to add a few little things like this little shaped die. I don't remember what this one is called. I'll put it in the description. It's newer to me. It works with some fold over or something like that. It all kind of runs together. But I'm going to put this little cat on there holding his little book. I think that's so cute. The stamp set this month is super adorable. If you like books and you like cats, they got you covered. And then I'm going to put one of these epoxy stickers on there as well. And you got to have a little cup of coffee or a cup of tea. I've been digging some tea lately, some Earl Grey tea. And so my little kitty's got a cup of tea, I'm going to say. So wishing you a good day. But aren't these just the cutest little small cards? You can still put these in an A2 sized envelope. The envelope will be a little bit large. But the size is really, really fun. Okay, so I've got some of these other little pieces. So I'm just going to make a bunch of them. I didn't mention, I think this is sage. This is a newer color cardstock to me, and I believe it is sage. I don't have any of it except if it comes in the card kit. So I'm pretty sure that's sage, which is a really pretty green. I really like this one. And then I'm going to add another little kitty cat on there because that's the theme to go with the book, with the cute little stack of books. And I'm going to add a bow onto here. I'm going to use a little bit of a glue dot I've got here. And I'm just going to stick that on there to attach my bow to my stack of books. So I've been trying to read more in the summer. I still don't read as much as I should. But leave me a comment. Let me know, do you like to read? And if you do, are you still reading physical books? Or are you reading ebooks? Or do you do audiobooks? I do audiobooks sometimes. I can get them borrow them for free from the library. And so I love to listen to books sometimes when I'm crafting because I don't have to look at a screen or something. When I'm watching TV, I kind of want to watch the TV. So oftentimes I'll do an audiobook and listen. And then, but I do enjoy an ebook too. If I can't find it, physical book, a lot of times I'll do an ebook. But I probably prefer a physical book the most just because I can take it oftentimes with me. I know you can take things on your device now, but I still like to have a physical paper book. So that's just me. But I do have I like to enjoy the digital version as well. And I'm very thankful for that as well. That's a very cool thing with technology, with books. But I wish I read more. I probably need to read more earlier in the day because by the end of the day, my mind is just fried. And I just can't focus as much. I'm going to blame that on age. Can I just blame everything on age? I think in every video I blame everything on age. But I'm just, I'm kind of mentally fried at night. My husband reads every night. He's so good at that. And I keep saying, oh, I'm going to read, but then I just get on the internet and stuff. So anyway, but maybe I should make a fall list of books that I want to try and read. Or any of you in a book club too. That's a good way to make yourself read a book. I'm not in a book club, but I should join in one for sure. Okay, so I moved on with those. Sorry, I was just talking, but you could see what I was making. So this one, I'm just making a more traditional card here. This is not a shaped card. This is an A2, 4 1/4 by 5.5. And I had to put the little kitty paper on there. Those of you who follow me know about my cat Hobbs, who is a little rescue cat who is very fun and lively. He's getting older now too. He's experiencing old age himself. And, but he's kind of an orange kitty and he's been a lot of fun. And so I had to make a card that looks like our cat. And so I will send this card to one of my daughters who are both at college. And so one of them will get a little kind of Hobbs inspired card. But I love the big word die included, sending hugs, which takes up a lot of space on your card, but it makes it very easy to pair with patterned paper. So you can just pop those on there. And then here are these stickers that are really cute. The puffy, there's a little kitty cat puffy, and then the little books too. I showed those, but I didn't really talk about them. So, and I decided to add a third sunflower. I'm waiting on sunflowers to start growing where I live. I've been seeing them in stores, and they've been really pretty. So it's getting to be that kind of season for us where I live. And this one, I'm using it's kind of a little banner, like maybe it's called a pocket banner or something like that. I can't remember its exact name, but I'll link that in the description. This has been a long favorite of mine. You can make a little tiny banner, or you can just use the components like this to lay onto a card. It makes a great focal point. But this one's been around for a long time, and I have loved this one. So when I want just kind of a different shape, not a square, not a rectangle, not a circle, this one I really, really enjoy to add onto a card. All right, so I've got some more books, and I know I'm going to put a little kitty on here. I just have to decide which one is going to look good on the stack of books. And we have up the ways from us, about 40 minutes or so, there is a framing store. They have some other stuff too, but they do a lot of framing of prints and such. And they have a little kitty Arnold, who is the cutest kitty. And he sleeps on the front window. They have a little bed for him. And he looks, he's a little bit lighter than this cat, but he reminds me a lot. I could see him sleeping on a pile of books. We've seen him sleeping in the trash can before when we'd visited him. He's very friendly, but he's always very tired and resting. So I could see him enjoying a stack of books and sleeping on them. I think he would sleep anywhere. So I paired this with the stamp set You're a Classic, which goes well with the book. And I know who will get this one as well. I'm going to add a birthday sentiment in here. This will go to a special mother who I don't think will see this video, but I will send this to my mom for her birthday. So Mom, if you're watching, I'm sorry, you're going to get this card in the mail. Hopefully I can get it in the mail in time. Hers is coming up soon. All right, so on this next one, I wanted to use a part of this card base. So I took the card base, cut part of it, at least most of it, half of it, and then plus a little bit, trimmed that off, because I wanted to try and use this as the front of my card. I'm using some of the small stamps. There's this little cute book, and then this little trio of flowers. I'm just stamping this with some grape ink onto this grape cardstock, and I'm just filling up my background, making a little patterned paper here. I love to do that. I love when little small stamps are included, and then I can make my own patterned paper, or you could put this on the back of, stamp this on the back of your card and sign it. I think that would be really cute to put the little tiny book, made by Katherine. So that's just a thought. I'm trimming this down, trying to decide how I want to kind of lay this out, because I've got this kind of harsh edge, sharp edge on the side, and so I'm just trying to frame this out. So I'm going to go down to 3 1/4 by 5 to add this to my card, and I'm using mint chip here on this one. And again, I'm just trying to see how far I can go here and still have it fit on my page. I don't want to cut off the little circles, the bubbles. And so that's a pretty good start. So I'm going to start with this, add a little adhesive on here, and add this to my cardstock, and then we'll see where we go next. I didn't really plan anything about this. I thought too about making this into kind of a little book where you could fold the card base and put, spell the word book or something on the front, I don't know, and then put some fun pictures or a book related thing in there, I don't know. But I didn't get that far in my thought process, so maybe I'll work on that at a later time. But this is where I got, this is as far as I got. All right, so I'm going to butt this paper up to the edge, place this on the edge, and then I know I want to add some of this grape ribbon, and so I'm going to put it in this kind of open space on the sides. Since I put this on the edge, I'm going to tie this off, and then I will fill up the front. Okay, so I'm just going to tie this on here and kind of get it into place. Now I cut this tail, this ribbon very short, because I always like to conserve my ribbon and be very frugal with it. But I almost cut it too short, and I barely am going to eke out a little bow here. It's going to be a tiny little bow with a tiny little tail, but I did what I could do. But I certainly was not going to waste that ribbon, and I wasn't going to cut any more. So I'm just going to trim up my tail a little bit and make that look hopefully a little bit better. Okay, the tails are short, but I still think it looks all right. And you do have those shorter, already pre-made ribbons as well. All right, so I have the Sending You Smiles, which is in the, I believe that's in the A1 card base, if I'm not mixing them up. And I just had some adhesive on the back of that adhesive sheet I used. I'm going to burnish this down onto my blue cardstock, which I think this is probably slate. Again, that's another newer color to me. I'm pretty sure this is slate, but I could be wrong. And then I want to add, of course, some little books tying my theme together and a little kitty. And then there's this tiny little flower. So I'm just going to kind of keep a little trio down there of my 3 items. And then I can add Sending You Smiles on there. And I'm just going to get my ribbon squared away, try not to cover it too much up. And then I'm going to adhere this to my card base. I'm going to use that same blue again to be my card base, which again, A2, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure my ribbon is going to stay in place, and hopefully it won't cover up too much of the smiles, the S on that. And then I'm going to add this onto my card base. Okay, and that is super cute. But that's just a fun way to add in that A1 and use it a different way. So here is a quick review. I know this is a very fast video, but and I made a lot of the same shaped cards, but changed up the fronts using those epoxy dots and the gemstones and the pre-printed stuff. But having everything already cut out just allows you to make things so much faster. If you want to make a bulk of cards, the card kit from Stamps of Life is definitely a way to do it. I don't know how long they've been doing the card kits now, but I have been using them forever, and so I have enjoyed them very much. And I love that they kind of give me a springboard to quickly make some cards, and now that they're including the A1 card base, that's an even greater benefit. So thanks so much for watching. Be sure and leave me a comment about books. I want to know, do you like to read? Let me know in the comments, and have a great day. Happy crafting.